Chapter 1. Still watching, Mr. President. Nothing this year so far. Or this decade, the small man replied. Or even the last 4 decades, he muttered as he turned and walked down the long hallway. His shoulders were slumped in what looked like disappointment, but those who knew him well understood that his feelings were a lot closer to despair.
"Good night, David," Marcus said. "I'll call tomorrow afternoon." David waved as Marcus checked his watch and walked toward his BMW. David smiled. Marcus checked his watch a lot whenever he had a new one and wanted to be sure everyone admired it. This time it was a new Tag Heuer Grand Carrera with the Leisure Racing Band, and Marcus had mentioned in passing that it only cost him $10,000. Last weekend it had been a Vacheron Constantine. David shook his head. That's just the world we live in, sad as it is. Whoever has the most toys wins and all that. He turned and walked along the water of his private estate. The old feeling of frustration immediately came back as the lights from Marcus's car left the driveway and turned onto the main road. David had enjoyed the lighter mood during dinner with Marcus, but now the old worry returned. I used to think that way too. David switched on his iPhone and glanced at the news updates. Arguments in Washington about tax increases, new regulations, partisan battles, fuel prices. He put the phone back into the safety of his pocket and kept walking. I'd rather have Marcus's interest in shopping than the national addiction to bigger government. Thinking of these two things in the same sentence made him smile. Together, these two views just about sum up today's America. He sighed. When he reached the end of the dock, he stopped and leaned on the rail. The lights from the city across the bay reflected off the water. It was beautiful, and David forced himself to listen to the waves against the dock and feel the breeze rather than think about the thing. David Mersher had been the CEO of IndyTech for almost 2 decades, and the company he had founded was now a leading growth firm despite the struggling national and world economy. He had won more awards than he cared to remember, and his family was the joy of his life. His wife, Amy, had been his business partner from the beginning, and with his oldest daughter, Emily, finishing grad school this spring, many of his friends were suggesting that he relax more and enjoy the fruits of his success. You've earned it, they told him. Let others worry about the direction of the nation. It's not your problem. He took a deep breath of the ocean air. I need to face this thing head on. It's time to deal with it. It's festered too long. I know how to deal with these things just like I always have, directly and immediately. David squared his shoulders and confronted the challenge he'd been feeling for months. America is my homeland. I've been blessed with a wonderful wife and 4 hardworking children. Professionally, my life has been a blast, owning my own company and specializing in corporate turnarounds. I should be able to just relax and enjoy life. But America's story is not inspiring. Well, not right now, anyway. It is bankrupting itself. Interest on the national debt is one of America's greatest expenses. The welfare state has bred generational poverty and a widespread loss of self-respect. Our national credit rating will most likely keep getting downgraded, and the international warring factions have turned our military into the world's largest police force. With each passing election, many Americans think their vote has created some change, but the simple truth is, things keep heading in the wrong direction no matter who is in office. Although I have been blessed personally with a beautiful family and a thriving business, what will that matter if freedom disappears from neglect? What kind of country will my children and grandchildren live in if leaders don't begin to arise in our generation, as they did in the founding era? This is my problem. It is. In fact, this is everyone's problem. It's the biggest problem of our lives. And the more successful we've been, the more our leadership is needed. We don't need more